Following program is for training purposes in TV news education. Some copyrighted material is used and is credited on screen. However, no more was taken than was necessary to tell the story of the event. YBA claims fair use of materials.
Adam?
Hello and welcome back to K-Sports Sunday. Here from Waltham, Massachusetts. The NHL lockout ended recently, and the one person that I know that was happiest about that is our very own Tom Kelly. Let's go to him.
Thank you very much, Adam. I am just electrified right now. I cannot believe that deal actually got done. I thought my hope was just lost. I thought there was not going to be a season, the second lost season in 8 years, but nope. Take the key, unlock the padlock. It is time for business, actual business. I can finally rant about Brendan Shanahan rather than freaking Gary Bettman. God.
Tom, they're back.
Yes, I know they are. It's so... Now let's go back to business. Players are officially back to work today. The season will start in 6 days. But the thing is, there will be no preseason games. They can't really get a feel for each other on the ice, the players. And so, Liam, how will this affect the players' aspect on the ice?
They're obviously the ones that did not go overseas to play. They're going to be rusty. That's got to be the first thing you look at as a fan, as an analyst, as anyone. It's going to be rusty. It's going to be a different game for the first week or two. They're going to be it was about a third of the players that didn't go over, right?
Yeah.
That third of the players is going to be different. And the game across seas is different, too.
Yeah.
It's more
Much
wide
different.
open. It's very different. There was an article in the Globe, actually, on Tuukka Rask. He was saying he didn't have to cover the back post as much when he was in Europe. That's going to change. It's going to be different for everyone.
For, like, traditional playoff teams, teams that make the playoffs every year, will be tougher for them to make the playoffs in the shortened season.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be different.
Here's the million-dollar question. Everyone, you can get in on this. Will the fans come back?
Yes.
No.
No? Why do you say no?
Let me spin this in an analogy for you.
Oh, boy.
There's this girl at your school you really like, right?
Oh, God.
And you become really good friends with her. And all of a sudden she stops talking to you for like 3 months. And then she comes back again and starts talking to you. And then she doesn't talk to you again for like 3 months. Are you going to want to keep being friends with this girl? No, she keeps blowing you off. You can't trust her. Leave her alone.
So the
There's
NHL is my girlfriend?
Yes, basically, actually, yeah. But there's other fish in the sea. Lacrosse, curling. I know you.
No,
curling.
I'm not. No, that's not an option.
Fans aren't going to enjoy a sport that you get 2 seasons every 3 years. It's not enjoyable.
The next CBA talks will be in 10
for
years.
The average American, especially 8, because they can opt out. You know they will. For the average American, especially outside of Boston and the Great Lakes, hockey's hard enough to follow as it is because unlike other sports, it is a large roster where every player contributes. Basketball, you only have 12 people. Football, you have 53, but you only have 22 to 25 people that contribute on a regular basis. Hockey, you have a deep roster where everybody contributes. It's hard enough to follow in the first place. Now when you miss a year, it makes it that much more confusing. The hockey betrayed the trust of the fans. It stopped talking to them. And you know what? If hockey's that girl, I'm deleting her number from my phone because way too much drama. I am done with it.
I think hockey will be back within 5 years. Within 5 years, the fans
And then the
will be back.
lockout 3 years after that, and we do it all over again.
No, 8 more years.
Tom,
Five,
Tom, it's not going to happen.
5 plus 3 is 8.
I guarantee you, the Bruins they have sold out for the past few years. They will do it again.
Oh, no, there will be certain teams that will be fine. Don't get me wrong. Most of the Canadian teams, the Bruins, the Blackhawks, the Red Wings, those teams will be fine. But as a whole,
like the
league will suffer, and because the other smaller market teams are suffering, it will take its toll on the bigger market teams.
Case in point, the Buffalo Sabres. Case in point, the Buffalo Sabres.
I think that the teams that had large the teams that had large popularity, the fans will come back. They'll be a little angry, but they'll come back. The Fairweather fans are not going to come back. And it will take multiple years for them to come back, if they do at all. There are certainly more interesting games to watch.
Well, what really...
Like maybe football.
Okay, sure, go football. I'm done.
All comes down to this. Less fans, less revenue. The less revenue, the less money the league has to spend on enhancing the product, the worse the product does. It's simple business.
You wonder
less money you have to spend, the more the product suffers.
And the conference realignment. I mean...
You wonder how many years the NHL has left as that 4th sport. in the United States before somebody
Major
takes
League
them over.
Lacrosse.
They
Maybe
finally-
it's Major League Lacrosse. Maybe it's curling.
NHL.
I just said that with a
maybe
spike talk.
soccer.
Curling will never
Maybe
be
soccer.
popular in America. Don't push
You know,
it,
it's
Liam.
popular in like Austria or something place like that. I have no idea.
Austria, whatever is popular in Austria usually becomes popular in the United States. I think it's usually what happens.
I was popular in Austria for a little bit.
No.
Sure,
That
Alex.
never happened.
No, you were not.
Moving on, our own Max Kleiman got a very interesting interview with Comcast Sportsnet New England's own Michael Felger. Let's take a look at that.
And final question. What do you have as advice as a media member, someone who is well known and successful around Boston, for people who want to get into the business and become successful in sports media?
Do what you're doing. How old are you?
16.
Okay. Do what, whether it's so different than when I started, there was no blogs, right? A quick story. Out of college, in college, I started to intern at the Boston Herald. Okay. When I arrived there, on the desk, on the high school desk, our intern desk was Tony Maserati, Paul Perillo, who works for Patriots Football Weekly now, and Bill Simmons, the Bill Simmons. And we were all interns, and we were all trying to get full-time jobs at the Herald. And Tony got a job first, I got a job second, and they didn't give anything to Bill Simmons.
Wow.
And Bill Simmons went on to 10 Bar. He had nothing else to do, and the internet had just started. He said, I'm just going to write on the internet. And he wrote, 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 and he became Bill Simmons. So the moral of the story is, nowadays you don't really need a job. I mean, ideally, you'll take one, right? But if you do your thing, whether it's writing or it's being on TV or blogging or podcasting or doing your radio show, do it. Do it and do it and do it, and you put it on the internet, and if you're good, that'll open doors. When I started, that wasn't it, and when Bill Simmons started, that wasn't it. He had to go to the Herald and be an intern and try and write high school stories and get a job, and you either got it or you didn't, and if you didn't, you didn't have anything. So someone your age, I would say just keep pounding it out, whatever it is you're doing, whether it's written or audio or visual or whatever it is. Just do it and do it and do it and get good. And if you're good, eventually it'll happen for you.
Great.
3 lockouts in NHL history happened under Bettman.
Hey, welcome back to K Sports Sunday. Alex here with Adam, Liam, and Tom. And my apologies, but I didn't throw out any names, so I can't specifically get blamed by anybody. As we move on now, MLB, it is the dead of winter, but you may be cold, but hopefully that hot stove is keeping you a little warm, specifically the Red Sox hot stove. And for that, we go to me. The Red Sox have made a couple off-season moves this year. The first big one was the signing of first baseman Mike Napoli, which was agreed to a couple months ago. But the paper still, there has been no pen to paper. Issues continue to swirl on both sides over lengths of the contract and a couple $1,000s. That is something both sides really have to get together. It is going to be pathetic if Mike Napoli does not end up in a Red Sox uniform this year. Also with the Red Sox, the acquisition of closer Joel Hanrahan from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Yet another addition. The Red Sox for a couple years have had a revolving door at shortstop. Now it looks like with the loss of Papelbon, the revolving door at closer might end as well. And also back to the Napoli situation. Red Sox now looking for alternate first base options. People like possibly Casey Kochman, Adam LaRoche's name was thrown around a couple times. And it shows you maybe Youkilis was worth keeping, if you really can't find a first baseman. For more of my opinions, you can check me out on the soon-to-be new website, TooSoonSports.com. With me and YBA producer Mike Sullivan, we will be bringing you sports, but too soon. We now go over to Liam and Tom for the kicker. Guys, you want to rescue me from this? Because I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Nice.
All right. So for today's kicker, we are going to be bringing you some of Tom's faces.
Awesome.
If you remember back, if you were still with us back in the day when Tom Kelly is mad about sports, we had an open where he did all sorts of faces, and it's always entertaining to watch. But today we're gonna ask for some of his faces about the NHL lockout ending. So Tom, I guess we'll start with the NHL lockout ending. What's your face?
What happens when you find out Sagan's not coming back and he's going to stay in Europe?
When Dougie Hamilton's a success.
What?
When Dougie Hamilton's actually a success.
When the NHL locks out again in 5 years.
When the NHL falls into non-popularity because no one wants to watch it anymore.
Well, he's
Paul
still going to be
Rabe-
watching it.
When Paul Rabel gets recognized more than Zdeno Chara.
When the Boston Bruins file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
That will never happen. That's not worth my time.
Your teacher gives you a week off from homework.
What?
Your teacher gives you a week off from homework. Why do they all have to be about
When
the
Tim
Bruins?
Thomas never comes back.
He's not.
Yeah, I expect. Yeah, Tim Thomas is gone. Deserter, like Ray Bork.
All right, let's end the segment there. Back to you guys.
That'll do it for all of us here on K Sports Sunday. For Tom and Liam, my partner Alex, and everyone in the on the back. This was our first full episode of K Sports Sunday from the Boomtown Studios in Waltham, and I think it worked pretty well. We'll see you next
Say
week.
so.
We'll see you.